So first I started off by cutting up the onion. We're going to add a whole onion and I just quartered it up. And this is just going to be added into our first 6 cups of water for some flavor. Just adding that in. I took 6 cups of water and put that in a big pot on the stove. Then I'm taking the spice mixture. This is the Zartrans. I don't know how to say that, spice mixture, just adding that in, and then I'm just taking 1 whole lemon, and again I'm just kind of roughly chopping that up and also adding that to the water. And then I'm just taking 2 tablespoons of salt, just adding those to the water, mixing it all up, putting the lid on, and waiting for it to boil. So now here it's boiling at 212 degrees Fahrenheit. And now it's starting to simmer at 205. Once it simmered for 4 minutes, I just measured out 4 cups of the liquid, or I'm sorry, 2 cups of the liquid into the bowl. So I'm just measuring those out and putting those in a separate bowl. And now I am adding 6 more cups of just plain water back into my pot. And I'm gonna let that boil. So I'm just letting that boil. Then I counted out 30 ice cubes, added that to my water that's kind of flavored, that I had just taken out of the stove, and with the ice cubes added in after a few minutes, it had cooled down to 55 degrees Fahrenheit. Now as my diluted mixture begins to boil, it's boiling at 112.9 degrees Fahrenheit right here. And again, this is my diluted mixture with 4 cups of the original spice and 6 cups of added water. Now I'm adding all my shrimp, and after the shrimp were added, the temperature went down to 185 degrees Fahrenheit. Then the water finally heated itself up and it got to a 202 degrees Fahrenheit at simmering temperature. So this is when I started the second clock for the shrimp. The first clock I started when I added them in and kept those in for 4.5 minutes. And the second clock I started at this point. So those were in for a total of 5.5 minutes. A whole extra minute of cooking for those. Now I'm just taking this first batch of shrimp out. These were the ones that were in for 4.5 minutes of in the water. Then after another minute, I begin taking the second batch out. This batch has been in for 5 minutes and 30 seconds, and I am just putting those in the some more of the cold water. Both batches I put into the ice water that had a bunch of flavor in it. This is gonna just add extra flavor to our shrimp and just cook them really well. So here is the first batch. This is the batch that was in for 4.5 minutes. These were really delicious. They were very, very tender, easy to bite into, super, just super tender, super delicious. Lots of flavor. These, again, not a huge amount of difference, but you could definitely tell when you were chewing them that they were a lot more, they were harder to chew, and they were, it was just kind of more muscly feeling than the first batch, and they had a lot more toughness.